All right, but Babylon, then please everybody stay online. We have our good brother Smash Rockwell in the place to be. Feel free to speak, brother. And if by any chance you can use a webcam, that would be good. But feel
I
free, brother.
mean, I could definitely let me see what happened. I will have to figure it out. But y'all
It's
know
okay.
it's
Feel
me.
free.
It's
Yeah,
not a
feel free,
fake
brother.
me.
Feel free.
It's
It's no. It's we know you. We know you. It's all
but
good, brother.
I just was tapping
Thank you
in
for
because I
calling in.
seen a good conversation brewing, and then I heard some things said. But then before I got in, everything was clarified, particularly about Ta-Seti and all of that stuff. And so I just wanted to chime in and be able to be available for this discourse. But thanks for opening up the panel to me, and I'm right here.
Of course, brother. You're always welcome, brother.
Um,
But
Can I
hold on,
respond to
hold
him,
on.
Shaka?
Smash Rockwell. Okay. Let me first ask. Ngozi, did you say that Ta-Seti is not part of Kemet?
Yes, and I want to say what I mean by that.
Okay. Well, feel free to say what you mean, and maybe Smash Rockwell might have some commentary about that. But go ahead, Ngozi.
Ta-Seti is not part of Egypt. Egypt is a Greek term, hekapata. That's Ptolemaic. Now, if you're saying that the people
Oh
that
We,
moved,
man.
we we
oh
mean
no no
Kemet,
no no
brother.
no no no
We
no
mean
oh no
Kemet.
no 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 no. Let me answer let me say what I'm saying, bro. No no no, because I'm gonna be real.
Semantics.
Egypt is not
Semantics.
ancient. Okay, you want to say semantics, whatever. But listen, Ta-Seti was conquered by the people that established that portion of Africa where we classify as ancient Kemet or Tawi, after the unification period, when Narmer unified Upper and Lower Egypt or whatever, and they formed Tawi, the unification of the two lands. Ta-Seti, or the people in those areas, that did become part of the empire, partially because they employed these people, especially the Magi or the Bija, who was on the ropes in between the cuff between Upper Egypt and North Sudan to keep tabs on certain things. They even expanded their territory in certain portions of Nubia, which meant gold. They even had some territory in Canaan, like the brother was saying earlier. So no one's denying that it was part of the territory or the banner of ancient Kemet. It's just like Puerto Rico today and Hawaii is part of the United States. Was it that in the beginning? No, it was not. So what I'm trying to say is that Ta-Seti, later on, after the unification, was it did get absorbed in this thing that we call ancient Kemet territorial borders. But at first, initially, they were not. And all of Nubia, or all of Sudan, or what we call Sudan, was not part of ancient Egypt. And when people do that and say that, like all of Sudan was part of ancient Egypt, is a problem. That's where it becomes pseudo. Because you can clearly see that there was multiple ethnic groups, even amongst the populations in Sudan,
That's crazy.
regardless of them all being Africans. That's what Ngozi's saying.
Well,
Yeah.
Ngozi, I'm not sure that
When I look
anybody.
up,
Hold on.
when I
I'm not
Google the
sure.
word Ta-Seti, I see the
Mhm.
word Ta-Seti, land of the bow, also called Ta-Kemet. The frontier of the borderland was the first known administrative division of Upper Egypt,
Exactly.
one of the 42 nomes in ancient Egypt. Ta-Seti marked the border area towards Nubia, and one name was also used for Nubia itself, Ta-Seti, the
And
Yeah,
first
that's
nome in
right.
Egypt.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
right.
I mean, I
But
mean,
so,
I mean, he's
well,
saying
what
the
we're
same
gonna
thing
do
I
is go
said. It's
back
a
and
okay,
no.
forth
okay.
real
Wait,
quick.
wait.
Let me just
Let's
chime
hear
in.
from Smash Rockwell. Go
What we're
ahead,
gonna
brother.
do is go back and forth. All you have to do is pull up on the source of Egypt conquering Ta-Seti. See, that's
Exactly.
where we're gonna fall short. When
Facts.
did that happen? Where's that source? What
Oh,
primary do we refer
I
to?
got I got literature in the crib on that. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
driving now, but I could definitely pull up the literature because Ta-Seti did, they did their thing on them. And there's also in the fourth dynasty. I mean, it's the truth.
no,
I mean,
Ta-Seti was
we can't.
part of Egypt, bro. Look at the screen.
It became part of Egypt.
But it was the
They
first
they
known. But
used it.
fill this out. I know Phil. Hear me
It's the
out.
nucleus.
It's the first known in all senses of the word, meaning it's first geographically,
It's the
and it was the
nucleus.
first center that they ever called a center for Egypt. If you want to be
Facts.
semantic, it was called Ta-We or Ta-Shema'u. Okay, so it was the first center, the cult center was called Ta-Seti. This is the first known in Egypt, so it's geographically first, and it is chronologically first. And so
Facts.
I know we can give our opinions on it, but we want to find the attestations that say that this wasn't first, and we conquered these people and made them a part of us.
Okay, I'll bring that out,
Can
but
I chime in there for a second, please? Can I chime in?
Well,
I'll
well,
bring that out. But let's not.
According
I'm
to
going to go back to something. Go ahead, man, because I know you want to build. Go ahead,
Yeah, I
brother.
want to just add on to what the brother Smash just said. He's correct. He definitely has a lot of knowledge where that's concerned. But in addition to that, and this is according to the work of Dr. Keita, that the earliest pharaohs or the pre-dynastic pharaohs were of Nubian extraction. So any conversation about this separation between Egypt and Nubia is ridiculous because the earliest pharaohs were Nubian. That's not what I say. That's what Keita says.
Well, I'm a Shamaka Keita fan, and I follow a lot of him. He's my favorite. He's my Diop. You know what I'm saying? Shamaka Keita, bioanthropologist, and I mimic a lot of things he say. Yes, he said the Nakata and certain Nubian A groups were related, and he did say that a lot of the people did have they were Nubian, but the term Nubian is very vague. It's not like you're looking like you're looking. You may be thinking because he say Nubian, they think you think. I don't know. I'm not going to say what you think, but a lot of people when they hear the term Nubian, they're thinking of Dinka and Nur type people, right? That's not the case when it came to what established Nakata and a Nubian A group. That's not the case.
Well,
when you
I hear
think
you,
about
and that's clear. Real quick, Ngozi, I hear you made a great point on that, but we have to note that. But real quick, let's just make this note real quick that the scholars gave a definition to Nubia when they defined it, and we're not guessing that it was this type of people. Their definition of Nubia is Negro.
I mean, but Negro is like with Sheikh Anti-Joke and Shamaka Keita. He brought it up. He said when he was on a conversation, it was a young man that was talking to him, and he said what Dr. Anti-Joke or Diop said when he talked about Negro from the French perspective, it wasn't based off being Congoid. It was just based off being dark skinned. So when you hear Negro, yes, the Nubians or the ancient Nakata. The Nubian A group with dark-skinned people. Yes, they would be classified as Negro. But the later term for Negro, when it talks about Congoids, right? Not Capoid groups, but Congoids, is a distinction just from having darker skin. Because sometimes they play this word game thing, and they can classify a Somali who's extremely dark without the protruding mandibular or the wide alveolar or what they classify as prognathism at the bottom of his jawline. He'll be classified morphologically. I'm just saying I don't base things off. I'm just talking about the way they see things when they play with these terms. He'll be classified as Caucasoid, a Somali.
Okay, so here's my question. Here's my question to you. Here's my question to you. If so, it sounds to me like you're basically saying that the Europeans really have no clue where Africans are concerned. Right, that's what it sounds like you're saying. So if that's the case, then, well, let me finish answering my question.
Go ahead.
So if that's the case, and if what you're telling us is that the Europeans have no clue where Africans are concerned, then why do you listen to them? All right? You're talking about. Let me finish, please. Can I finish, please? You're talking all this Afro-Asiatic nonsense, and then you're substantiating this Afro-Asiatic nonsense by bringing up some European scholars. And I have nothing against Dr. Christopher Erect. I think he does excellent work, right? But at the end of the day, let me finish. At the end of the day, Europeans have been misclassifying Africans ever since. And for you to come on here and start talking this Afro-Asiatic nonsense when it is nothing more than a working hypothesis.
It's not,
and I use that term loosely.
They're working on it, but that's standard. It's mainstream academia. But go ahead.
Mainstream? Whose mainstream academia is you talking about, brother?
The people that's really.
You're talking about European mainstream academia, which is clueless where Africa is concerned. Listen, 500 years ago, they didn't even know quite certainly what was south of Ethiopia.
I'm going to let you
finish. And these are the same people who you were quoting,
correct,
and who you are appealing to as authority. It doesn't make any sense.
Hold on, now let me.
Look, they just only recently figured out that the world wasn't flat.
Okay, let me respond to
these are the people that you are appealing to as an authority. And look, you need to stop with all that. Just stop.
Okay, I find it entertaining, but let me respond to you, my brother, because hey, look, as an African brother, I got much love for you. I got love for all of our African family. And again, Ngozi or brother Amir is not trying to, because I identify as an African. Everybody knows that about me. I'm just here to talk about the diversity of the continent. But I want to just say this to you. You brought somebody brought up Shamaka Keita. Shamaka Keita is one of my favorite. Hold on. He said what?
No, he just laughed.
Okay, but Shamaka Keita is one of my favorite, and the stuff that I'm saying is the same thing he says. So regardless, you can say whatever you want. First of all, the cracker, the white boy, whatever you want to call him, he are mimicking most of that information and data, and we use them as a pillar of authority from Champollion to all the rest of these crackers. So people can say, I'm going to admit, white people have access to more of this information because of the resources that they have, the data that they have over black people. So what I'm trying to say is that white people are the authority based off the position that they sit in right now in the world, compared to somebody that's in a tropical rainforest.
Okay,
just
I
talking.
have a question for you.
No. I want to finish. Okay. So we mimic Champollion and all these James P. Allen. Who else? The other one, the dude that a lot of his information is wrong now. The guy from the 1900s that wrote translated. What's his name? I forgot his name. Whatever his name is, it'll come to me later. We repeat a lot of that stuff, and then when somebody debunk or they're not in agreement from something that an African say, or just because I don't base things just because somebody's African, they're right. Like I don't see things like that. I don't do that. So just because I'm not basing I don't believe, I respect and honor Dr. Anthony Jope as being a scientist, but he was not a linguist. So I wouldn't go to him for language. Obinga, he ran with him. I like a lot of his philosophy. I got the book African Philosophy. I think that he's truthful in some things, but I think that some things he inserts his personal feelings in, like most Afro.
Hold on.
I have some.
Hold on, please, hold on.
PhD.
No, hold on, please hold that thought, please. Brother Ngozi, are you aware that Dr. Theophilo Benga has some degrees in linguistics?
I mean, yeah, I'm aware of that.
But
I'm also aware. But I also, and I'm not a linguist, but I do believe that he
just don't respect black scholars.
No, hold on, no, Babylon, please let him finish. Go ahead.
I believe, like I am aware that he has some degrees in that. But what I'm saying is, I believe that he's going to try to go out his way to debunk, what's out there now. So it's the whole argument about Egypt. They don't have the proper, like he said, Negro Egyptian and all this other stuff.
That's what he proposed, yeah, as a language family, indeed, yes.
So what I'm trying to say is that that's his personal thing, because he's trying to bridge, and I could be wrong. And
well, I won't say you're wrong.
It's no longer his personal thing. It might have been his personal thing, like 15 years ago.
Nah, you're wrong.
Well, I just want to say this, Shaka, and I have no problem with being wrong, because I don't know what Obinga feels. But when I look at him from the outside looking in, based off his literature, right, it seems like he's trying to bridge ancient Egypt with the people in Central and West Africa. That's what it seems like to me, and that's what makes me I kind of cringe.
You have a problem with that?
Yeah, I do, because we're not Egyptians. We are not Egyptians. We don't have nothing to do with Egypt.
Is there something scientific that he did that you don't agree with?
And see, that's just speculation, bro. That ain't even fair.
This is exactly my point before. He wasn't doing this.
Hold on.
He just admitted that this is exactly what he's doing.
No, but they're Africans, though. I'm not saying they're not Africans.
Ngozi.
Can I ask a question?
Okay, no, wait, please, if you don't mind, the flag doctor. I just really want to understand the stance of Brother Ngozi. Now, I don't think anybody on this panel claimed that we are Egyptians. Right?
I mean, I didn't say you guys. I didn't say that.
Okay. Well, you said we are not Egyptians. Like, why did you say that then?
Because the audience needs to hear that. Because when we talked about Obinga's work, and I said based off when I said off the outside looking in at his work, it looks like he's doing that. And then you said, do I have a problem with that? I said, yes, I do, because we are not Egyptians. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. What he's doing is showing similarities or relationship, but I don't have the linguistic jargon between different African languages and the Medinature. And I have shared many times the PDF from Onk Online. And Dr. Obenga, he's the director of Onk Online. So if people go on my channel and they type West Africa, they will have the PDF. I've shown it many times. So that exists, we have some relationship between different African languages, not just West Africa, but East Africa. Hold on, Ngozi. Now, earlier you said that they are Caucasoids, and you were talking about Sudanese people. So do you maintain that some people from the Sudan are Caucasoids?
First of all, hold on, no. Let me answer the brother question he asked me. I want to. First of all, in the anthropology field, based off a lot of those terms is outdated, but morphologically speaking, right? Morphologically speaking, in a sense of the facial structure, the way they look. The people in North Sudan are distinct from people in South Sudan, and they fall in that tax with people in Egypt and the people in the Horn of Africa. So what I'm saying is based off the standard of what they classify based off morphological features, they would be classified as Caucasoid. But here's the thing about that term, though. A lot of those terms is outdated because you can be an African, like from that portion of Africa, and have that morphology, and it doesn't belong to people in the Caucasus. And we know that those terms was based off what the dude did in the 1800s. He looked at the people. He looked at the people near Armenia and Georgia. They was the most beautiful people, and he banned that. So what?
Now, brother Ngozi, now here. This is Amenhotep III here. This is from the Louvre Museum. I filmed it. You know, this is a genuine artifact. Does it look Caucasoid to you?
Yeah, he has a Northeast African feature. Yes, he does not look Europe. Hold on.
My question to you.
You is out of control, homie.
Hey, Shaka, I can laugh, bro. Shaka, you can't get mad with me for laughing. That's funny, bro. That's funny.
Ngozi, I did not ask you if he looks East African. I'm asking you, does he look Caucasoid to you?
In morphology, yes, he has a Northeast African Caucasoid.
You need to stop it, Ngozi.
Now, V. Bennett go. Then I think the Fight Doctor wanted to go, and anybody else who wants to go. I think African Renaissance wanted to go, but V. Bennett, go ahead.
Yes, Lord.